Why not try to...
You know, the more I watch videos on social media, the more I come to the realization everyone should not have a platform. Not everyone doesn't deserve one. Everyone doesn't need one. Like, the government should probably take away some of these people's platforms, because the internet is full of people who are either too dumb to understand basic economic and political policy, or too dishonest to admit that they're wrong about something. And unfortunately, I've only been finding the ones who are too dumb to understand anything. First, let me show you the video that Zohran Mamdani put out after winning his election that is taking the idiots by storm.
On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation.
So he asked for donations, like politicians do. And then he told you what he needed those donations for. This type of transition takes staff, research, and an infrastructure to meet this moment. He's telling you why he needs the donations. So he asked for donations from people who have, so he can kickstart the promises that he made on the campaign trail. He told you exactly why he needed it. As opposed to the idiot occupying the White House right now, who has turned it into a freaking Facebook marketplace for his own benefit. He's not even out there saying, I'm selling these Bibles, these shoes, these NFTs to give something to the American people. No, he's lining his own pockets. And that video of Zohran Mamdani asking for donations has led to a bunch of videos that are similar to this next one that have seriously made me question if it's even possible to ever educate some of these people in America. The way she does this video and thinks it's a flex, thinks she eats this shit up, it's sad. It really is sad how dumb they are.
It's the fact that he's already backtracking. It's the fact that he's already backtracking. Free. Oh, but I need your money. I need your money. How are people this gullible? In this day and age of our Lord and Savior and Celine Dion's internet, how are people falling that socialism is going to work? Please name one country where socialism has actually worked. It's the way I will wait, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Norway, Canada, Sweden, New Zealand, it works there. It works there, but you know what? I don't even care about that. I don't even want to focus on that. I want to focus on the fact that she says, he's backtracking. He's already backtracking. Free. Oh, but I need your money. I need your money. First of all, he hasn't been saying free. You guys keep saying that. And it's like, again, you're either too dumb to just be able to read or listen properly, or you're just dishonest as hell. I think it falls more on the side of dumb, but it's also a little bit of dishonesty as well. But when they say things like, name a country where socialism works, it's almost like these people aren't taking advantage of America's brand of socialism already. It's so dumb, because I'm going to get back to her, because I want to make sure we get to this other video first, where this lady enlightens us and tells us, you guys know nothing is free, right? You know nothing is free. I love when they say that, because yes, we know nothing is free. We realize we have a brand of socialism in this country already that does cost. It's called taxes. We realize when we're asking for things for resources in the community, when we're asking for things that are free or subsidized, we realize it comes from somewhere. But there's always someone like this next lady who thinks she's enlightening us by saying, well, you guys know nothing is free, right?
I hate to burst your guys' bubbles here, but there's no such thing as free things. Anybody who hears a politician say, we're going to give you free buses, we're going to give you free rent, we're going to give you free this, free that, do you guys just automatically think that our free things are coming from free money from the government? The government is sufficient because of literally people like us who are working every single day. The government would be nothing without the people. All of that money that you think is free is coming from every single individual that is working. Not only just working, but probably working multiple jobs to just barely put food on the table for their children. So anytime that you hear that there's going to be something free, it's not free. Every single individual is paying for it, except the people who are actually taking advantage of these free things who aren't working. So next time you hear someone like Mimdani say that, hey, we're going to give you free buses, free this, free that, it's not actually free. It just means higher taxes for those who are working multiple jobs, who are trying to own a home while still putting food on the table for their kids.
First of all, it's Mamdani, not Mimdani. But okay, we know nothing in this world is free. We understand it comes from our tax dollars. You are not enlightening us at all. But you know, it's almost like these people aren't walking around on free sidewalks, driving on free roads, going to free parks, went to or go to a free public school. It's like they don't realize they already take advantage of socialist systems here in America. I can imagine when someone said, I'm going to give you guys free school, K through 12. They were like, oh my God, nothing is free. And now they send their kids to it. Oh, you don't get sidewalks for free. That's not for free. Now they walk on them. Roads aren't free. They drive on them. You don't get these parks are not free. That slide, those swings, they're not free. But their kids take advantage of it. We already have things in this country that we benefit from because we pay our tax dollars. No one runs around crying saying, that person doesn't work. They shouldn't get to swing on those swings. Not to mention, that is a lie. Most people work and they still have to take advantage of a hand up in this country. We shouldn't have problems with that. And this lady, the first one, is wearing a cross. I love that. Wearing a cross, talks about her Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, but doesn't want to feed people, doesn't want to help people at all. And you know, when affluent neighborhoods want something done, they go to their city council and they ask for it. Hey, we need a traffic light up in here because people are speeding too long. People are speeding in this road. We need a traffic light. Hey, these sidewalks are cracked. We need these fixed. Roads are kind of bumpy, messing up my car. I need that road fixed. They go there and they ask for it. And typically they get it. And you will never see these people getting online saying, that's not free. Nothing in this world is free. You don't get to just come and ask for a traffic light. You don't get to come and just ask for your sidewalk cracks to be fixed, your road to be fixed. The new stop sign, you don't get to do that. It's not free. Nothing is free. Yeah, we know. And when affluent areas want their tax dollars to be given back to them in the form of roads being fixed, sidewalks being fixed, new things, new swings and slides being put in parks, no one whines about where that money comes from because they seem to understand it comes from tax dollars. But not only did it lead to videos like this, but it also always leads to videos of people starting with a lie, then creating an entire narrative around that lie, which leads to some of the dumbest numbers that shows they really don't understand anything at all.
You can't make this up.
Congratulations, New York. You just elected a man who promised that he was going to pay all your bills using the money from anyone who makes over $1 million a year.
So first of all, you can make this up because that is exactly what she did. No one ever said he was going to pay off all your bills with money made from people who make over $1 million a year. But okay, whatever. Let's start with this dumbass statement, then create an entire narrative of lies around that statement.
So before we fast forward to the oops, we're broke part of this story, let's talk some numbers. Currently, there are roughly 80 to 90,000 millionaires that live in New York City and about 125 billionaires. And between those two groups, they already cover about 48% of all of the city income taxes. But now, Mom Donnie would like to jack up their taxes another 2%, as well as hike up corporate rate taxes on top of it. And y'all are all out here thinking that he sounds like Robin Hood. But here's what's actually happening. 10 to 15% of those millionaires are already planning to leave. Another 10 to 15% of the billionaires are shifting residency or moving operations out of the city. And another 3 to 5% of major companies are preparing to relocate entirely. Sorry, I left my crayons at home for this one, but that is a guesstimated $1.3 to $2.4 billion in lost tax revenue every single year. And when that money walks out the door, the city is not going to be chasing the rich. It's going to be chasing you. Because when the top leaves, the bill always trickles down. So when your rent starts to climb and your city taxes rise and your grocery bill goes up again, it's not because the rich got greedier. It's because your mayor ran the investors, the jobs, and the tax base out of town. And the only thing that's left to tax then is you.
Again, the internet is full of idiots pretending to know things and even bigger idiots falling for those things. And I like how they just make numbers up. 10 to 15% are already saying they're going to leave the city. Another 10 to 15% are already shifting their businesses out of the city. Another 1.3% and blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen, here's the funniest thing about this whole thing she just said. Let's pretend she's absolutely right and all these numbers are absolutely true. She's saying the city is going to lose $1.3 to $2.4 billion in tax revenue. And that is going to just bankrupt it. And then they're going to have to come after your tax dollars. They're going to have to tax you. The budget in New York City is $100 billion. That is their yearly budget. Let's pretend they lose 1.3 to 2.4 billion of that. They still have at least 97.6 billion. And that is assuming that they don't take in more tax revenue by raising those taxes. So yes, let's say a few of these people leave because they're greedy and they don't want to take care of their people. They don't want to be community. They don't want to be humanitarians or anything like that. They're still collecting more tax revenue and they're still going to be able to do the things that they're going to do because most of these businesses are not going to leave. Again, I don't know if it's that they're just dumb and they don't want to read and listen to actual things that make sense, or they just being completely dishonest. I think it's I think it's just being idiots because if you look at a budget of $100 billion and you think losing 1 billion of that to 2 billion of that is going to bankrupt the city, you don't understand numbers. And the guy who posted this along with you obviously is the bigger idiots who are falling for the things that you're spewing. And then there's always just the I don't even know what to call them. They just really are. They just go from like, they just pull out the dumbest shit from just out of the sky and have the nerve to turn on a camera, yell it into it like they're right about something. And it's just, they're literally just announcing how dumb they are to the entire world.
Okay, y'all, Mamdani has already started. The mayor-elect of New York City has already named his number one pick, his first top aide that's coming in to his cabinet is the guy that's the architect of the, get this, $1.1 billion proposal to overhaul the New York Police Department, whereby replacing police officers with fucking social workers. Okay, now listen, I'm not knocking social workers because y'all do a great job, those of you that are and those that are, okay? They do a great job, but they have their place. And their place is not to try to go fucking arrest Pookie and Ray Ray after a gang shooting. Their place is not to go in on a domestic violence call and try to arrest these violent people armed with weapons and shit like that. That is no place for an unarmed social worker with no police experience and all that stuff.
So damn dumb. Just so dumb. It's a good thing no one is proposing sending social workers to deal with gang members after they do a drive-by. It's a good thing no one is proposing sending social workers to domestic violence calls where people have firearms. No one, not anyone, has proposed that. That has not been a proposal by Mamdani or anyone in his administration. That is not happening. It's never been proposed. But that just reminds me of something else. They're also okay with their free police and their free fire. No one ever says when you say, I'm going to call 911. Oh, well, no, you're not. That's not free. No one ever says when they say, hey, we're going to increase our city's police officer budget by X amount of dollars. No one says, oh, you think that's free? No, they realize it is tax dollars at work. So these people will be okay with their free schools, their free roads, their free sidewalks, their free parks, their free police, their free fire department. But the second you say, we're going to add buses to that. Oh my gosh, they're crazy. It's socialism now. Where in the world does socialism even work? I can't believe we're doing this. We're never. These are the people you want to meet in the middle. These are the people. Like that guy who was literally yelling that out. He really believes that someone is proposing getting rid of all of police and replacing them with a bunch of social workers. He believes that. He yelled that into his camera for about 3 minutes. The irony of these people saying they don't want anything for free. No one should be getting anything for free. But then taking advantage of all the free stuff they're getting. And make no mistake about it. All of these things are because of Democratic policies. Like if it weren't for Democrats, liberals, progressives, you don't have free K through 12 school. You don't have roads. You don't have sidewalks. You don't have parks with swings and slides. You only have probably police because they want to control people. And you might have a fire department. Maybe you would. Who knows? These people will be taking advantage of these things. They will be. All of the things they hate, they pretend to hate, they'll be taking advantage of them. And these are our tax dollars at work. The only thing Zohran Mamdani is actually proposing is putting your tax dollars to work. Not using them for bureaucracy, to pay politicians who don't do anything. Using them for things you're going to be able to see, smell, taste, and touch. Your tax dollars are now going to get you to and from work. Your tax dollars are now going to go into getting you groceries that are more affordable. Your tax dollars are going to go into freezing your rents so that you're not getting just pushed out of the cities that you work in. The fact that these people, middle class, working class people, are arguing so that billionaires and millionaires don't pay their fair share will always just shock the hell out of me. I will never understand that in this country. But just understand, we already have socialist type policies in this country. All this is doing is expanding them. It is putting your tax dollars at work or to work. Again, if you guys haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys who said, hey, I checked. I wasn't a subscriber. Now I'm a subscriber. I appreciate you guys for that. Please like this, share it, whatever you have to do. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. As always, I really do appreciate you guys. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.